Well, it is a bit confusing. We were expecting to see more jobs being created in the previous month. Certainly, economists in the US had been trimming down what they thought they might see happen, but certainly this is much lower than had been forecast. You might be asking, why is it then that the unemployment rate fell? Well, possibly what we're seeing is more Americans giving up or dropping out of the labour market. Also, when people give up or otherwise sort of can't find work and decide to actually set out on their own, creating their own businesses, that also wouldn't show up in these figures, and yet they would drop out of the unemployment rate. So lots of reasons why you can have one number go down while at the same time seeing jobs being created. But as I say, the key point here is that far fewer jobs are being created than had been expected in the previous month.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if this is, and I know they've just come out, so we've sort of got to analyse the numbers, etc., and have some time to look at that, but if this is a bit of a blip, because we've had 4 months of pretty good, solid gains on the jobs front, or could this be down to possibly the spending cuts kicking in?
Well, I mean, people had always said that the previous month would be a tricky one, in part because you were likely to start to see the impact of those budget cuts, not just sort of the money being taken out of people's pay packets, getting a bit less each month, but also the fact that, for example, on the government side, you were going to start to see layoffs as a result of sort of budget cuts and changes going on there. That may explain some of this. We also got an indication from a private jobs report earlier this week which suggested that construction hadn't been as weak as many people had been expecting. That was surprising given that we had seen so much positive data on the housing market, but that doesn't seem to, at least in the month of March, have translated into construction jobs. One reason for that may be the fact that we've had an unusually cold month in March, unseasonably cold. That also may have had an impact on those job numbers. But if you look at the retail sector, I haven't had a chance to go through the breakdown. There again, weakness. So plenty of reasons, unfortunately, to be concerned.